Welcome back to your training. Now we're going to cover what the agent interface looks like when you're actively on a call. Currently, I am in the agent interface and I am listed as unavailable. We can see previously when we were talking, the interface was on the side. Depending on how big or small it is, it does shift over. So we can see from our queue counter that there is one call in queue on our disaster line, and that it is sitting there. It's just been there for a few seconds. So why am I not getting this call? Well, I'm currently unavailable, so it's not going to ring to me. When I choose to go available, this one will be now routing to me. You see you get an accept reject option, and there's a tone that is sounding. If I'm ready for the call, I hit accept. If I'm not, I can hit reject. So let's accept. There's going to be a pop-up window that appears when you first answer this call. Don't be alarmed by this. So for right now, I'm going to push this to the side. This pop-up is important, and we will talk about it in 1 second. That's our database system integrating. But I wanted to show you what this agent system looks like currently. While we're handling this call, you can see that we have the phone number of the individual that's calling. We can put them on hold if we need to, or we could transfer them or speak with someone else if we needed to. And then the last thing is a keypad should we need to dial another number if we were going to consult with someone else or transfer. The majority of the time, you will just handle the call where you're not in the habit of putting people on hold or mute. We simply answer the calls as they come in. Now, if I was done with this contact, I can certainly go ahead and hang up, although we prefer for the individual to hang up the call. Or I can list an outcome if I wanted to provide some kind of a label to this call. We don't tend to use that feature, but it is there. It simply just provides like some basic tags of what happens. So should you realize this is a prank call and they don't actually need anything, you can place a tag there under the outcomes. But if it's just a call that you handled regularly with no problem and you're able to enter it into our database system, then there's no need for the outcomes. If this call were to hang up, you would see all of this disappear, and then you'd be ready for the next call. This will give you an after call wrap up. So you can see up next is automatically going to go into that call wrap up. Usually about a minute, sometimes a minute and a half, where you just kind of breathe before your next call can be offered to you. That's really it for the phone system piece of this. If you needed to run to the restroom or it's time for your break after this call, then you would simply, finish with everything and then set your unavailable code. So let's talk about this pop-up. What comes up is our Visionlink integration. Visionlink is our database system. You'll get a different training on that. When it first pops up at the beginning of your day, you are going to get this permission not granted, access denied, and that's simply because you're not signed in yet. It's not an error or a flag. So to get signed in, you'll have gotten your password and information previously. This is where our integration is really nice with the system, because you can see that our phone system already has pre-filled that phone number for us. Let's widen this so you can see the whole thing. You can already see that it's pre-entered that phone number, it's captured the contact ID and given us a timestamp. So what's important here, and that we'll cover in a future training of how to thoroughly go through the record, but what's important here is that it's giving us an option to review previous records already placed. So in this example, because I use this for testing quite a bit, you can see that I've got options of records to use that have my name on it already. Now, if I'm able to confirm that the person I'm talking to, let's say in this example, is Margaret Test, I would simply click that I want to create a new client interaction. If I determine that this is not Margaret Test, I will create a new client. This is the only piece that's really dependent on what the phone number is. If you ask for the individual's name and you do not see it here, it's possible they're calling in on a phone number that's not their own. Maybe they're borrowing a phone number. So it's always important to verify who this individual is that you're talking to and whether or not you have the correct person. Ideally, we are always adding on to an existing record, but when possible or when not possible, we will just create a new client. There will be, in a disaster situation, chances where people are borrowing the same cell phone. So if you find that this is the different person and you're not catching the correct name, simply just opt for creating a new client and we can clean it up later. But if at all possible and its name is here, always click create new interaction. So I'm not going to go further into this side on the database side because this is your NiCE inContact training. But I will reduce it down. So let's say that we are done speaking with this caller. We've completed the things that we're going to discuss in your next training, and we're ready to hang up. You can simply wait for the individual to hang up, or you hang up on your own. And this will disconnect the call. Now see, the tags will pop up automatically if you needed to do anything. But in this case, we know it was a phone call that we were able to handle ourselves without problem. So we'll simply close it. Now you'll see our countdown for auto wrap has begun up there. We've got about 30 seconds left before it might offer us the next call. We can see that the queue is not lit up, so there's no new call coming in, but we are sitting and just having that moment to breathe after we've completed the phone call. After this, it should put us back into whatever state we were in previously, which was available. So you can see up next is available. If this was your time to take a break, you can simply select break from here. See how now that previous call goes right into our contact history where that list was blank before because we hadn't handled anything. Now there are options showing. And that's really all you need for the agent interface piece of this training. The same way where people that are brand new to using the agent interface may experience pop-up blockers stopping the pop-up, we need to remember that it also may block this pop-up when we begin, so just be mindful of that. But really, this is the only thing you need to worry about with the agent interface is accepting that call. Remember, it comes in and provides accept or reject. You can choose whether you're ready to handle the call or you are not ready to handle the call from that feature. And the majority of the work is done inside that Visionlink interface. So you should be good to go with call handling. If you have any trouble, obviously we encourage you to ask questions, ask for help, and we'll see what we can do to get you taken care of. Next training will cover how to actually use the Visionlink interface and get into the system itself.